Waking up too early to try and find some good news in this terrible world. This is Good Morning Internet. Good morning, Internet. How's it going, everyone? Hopefully well. Hopefully I have all this stuff muted, and I think I do. That's very good. It is Friday, August 10th, 2018, and I'm back. Sorry I was out for a little bit there, but my mom, she had to have a pacemaker installed twice. But the doctors, if you don't get it right the first time, try again. And all the leads connected this time, and so now we're getting back in our groove. And if you see me looking over here every once in a while, I'm trying a different monitor setup here. So don't yell at me, Fred. Fred loves being hypercritical. But he did help me out in a couple different ways. So thanks, buddy. And he loves it when I mention him on the stream. So good morning, George, who's in the YouTube room. You might see us tonight together on Friday Night Tech Talk. I believe this week is going to be on my brother, Simply Your Devices channel on the YouTubes, not on Twitch. Sorry. I'm trying to kick them dragging and screaming over to Twitch with me to get some stuff done over there, but you know. All right, so we have our first item is the Parker Solar Probe. I love those patches that they got. Dang, over there. At one point last night, I was running a test thing, and I pointed the right direction. You could have knocked me over with something that knocks over people easily. Anyway, so the Parker Solar Probe is we're sending a probe to get really, really close to the sun and hopefully not melt. Now, all right, this is a serious sciencey story. So if anyone makes any jokes in chat about I hope they go up at night when it's not too hot, or during an eclipse, or if they go on a cloudy day, I'm going to kick you right out of the room and block you from my channel. So keep that in mind, George. I know you like the bad jokes. Keep it in mind. All right, moving on. So I need to read a little bit. You can find all this stuff I'm about to read down in the show notes, links to it. But I just need to read this little paragraph. The heat shield is a rounded carbon-carbon composite sandwiching a lightweight carbon foam core. It is also sprayed with a specially formulated white coating to reflect as much of the sun's energy away from the spacecraft as possible. The shield will prevent the core of the spacecraft from being exposed to temperatures reaching nearly 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. NASA believes the instruments will be kept at a relatively comfortable temperature of about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that's pretty cool. Can we get that stuff to make our houses out of? So, you know, for climate change coming up, and we'll be able to be at least 85 when the ravages of nature are upon us. Anyways, so yeah, so there was something else I needed to talk about too. This one. Here are some awesome images, and these images are so awesome, I need to let them stay up over the whole screen. These are artist renderings, because of course, you know, we haven't done this yet, but you know, it's pretty cool. Was something else I had wanted to talk about him with all this. Oh, the video. There's a video in the cards here, put out by NASA. Sorry, put out by NASA that shows, and it's titled, "It's surprisingly hard to go to the sun." It would be surprising to me if it were at all easy to go to the sun. It's here's what they're going to do, and when I describe it this way, it's going to sound really easy. They need to, hey Rodney, they need to take a car and shoot it at the biggest thing your brain can't even imagine, while all traveling at like thousands and thousands of miles per hour. And so if they just take this car thing and just point it right at the sun, oh, look, I see the sun, it's there, bam. it's gonna miss because and they go through and they talk it nicely in the thing. I understand science to a certain point, and and also I'm not gonna, but not well enough to spit it back out at you and make you understand. Click the card on my YouTube page, or it's also down. I hope it's down in the description in Twitch. If not, go to my YouTube page, click the thing, click subscribe while you're there. Anyway, so this was really great, and I love everything to do with science. But this reminded me of that I didn't think the next piece of technology we would see from Star Trek would be from a Ferengi scientist. Is there? Oh man, something happened to my picture. Oh, there we go. Um, there's this episode of Star Trek Next Generation where a Ferengi scientist makes a metaphasic shield. I'm pretty sure that's why I called it out in the thumbnail. And this metaphasic shield can get into the sun. Star Trek Next Generation episode Suspicions from season 6. And yeah, I didn't think we'd be seeing Ferengi science be the next thing. I don't know what the next thing in Star Trek would be that we're gonna get, because everyone talks about the cell phones that we have, or like the flip phones. They started the communicator. I mean, because it started with the flip phones. The tablets are just like the pads that they used to walk around with, given to someone for orders. And yeah, the automatic doors. That was a thing before, I'm sure, right? I don't know. I wasn't alive when the original series was initially put out. Sorry, George, didn't mean to make you groan. Anywho, all right. That's all I got about that. This episode today is going to be pretty short, so don't worry. On to item number 2 that I have to talk about. Body shaming. Yeah, I usually don't talk about such things, but something interesting happened. uh, that is the opposite of normal body shaming, and that's where Grant Gustin, who plays the Flash on CW, got real upset over. He got upset in 2 different ways, which I found awesome and sad, because he got upset. Sad. The first way is that he's upset that it seems okay to body shame men, and I understand. Believe me, I'm a fat guy. I've been body shamed my whole life. I use my little bit of comedy that I have to counteract that and turn people to liking me so they won't mock me too much. But when you first meet me, you're gonna point and laugh inside your head. Since I've become an adult, it's gotten a lot better. But, there's still times that it happens. No. But yeah, so people were body shaming him for being too thin, and he was explaining that uh, you know, I put up his his Instagram post there, so you can read it as I talk. If you don't want to hear me babble anymore, there's also a link to it down below. That he stress doesn't eat, which is the exact opposite of what I do. I don't even know if it's stress, but we'll save that for a different time. But if I had to have one or the other, of course, you always want the one that you don't have. So I'd rather have stress not eating. So he was complaining about people mocking his body, but he also got real upset about people putting out the leaked photo of what the season 5 Flash outfit, at least for part of the season, is going to look like, because he insisted that it wasn't all completed yet, and there's going to be other elements added to it. And it was a photo. It wasn't a photo where he's making himself look good and all. It was just someone just took a snap of him. And I really, really like that, because it shows you that this job is more than just a paycheck to him. And he was defending his guys in the costume department, and just I really liked it. It made me feel good about him and the show. And yeah, Frank Gustin, he seems like a good guy, even though playing a superhero on a show, and that we all want to do. Still can't hate him too much. So on to your standard fat shaming. This new TV show on Netflix called Insatiable, which just dropped today. So yes, before I get started, the show just dropped, and I'm not one of those reviewers that get stuff early or anything like that. So all this is coming just from watching the trailer, and the trailer. Now they say don't judge a book by its cover, because the whole show's not really like this, they say, but then why are you putting this out there for this to be what your show is? I've seen people going around trying to defend the show. For those that don't know, the plot of this is really simple. You get this fat high school girl made fun of all the time, Fatty Patty, real original. And there's one summer that she removes herself from social circles and has her jaw wired shut, and she loses a lot of weight and turns into this here. Uh-huh. People that are that fat in high school, and get your mouth wired shut, look that good. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. No, it's you can't just go and just get your mouth wired shut and then everything's okay. And supposedly a lot of the reviewers are saying, it's not really touched on after the first couple episodes about how she used to be fat. It just turns into that she's a terrible person. And even the tagline on this, a coming of rage story, and the initial teaser trailer is her just smashing stuff with a croquet mallet down the snack food aisle. And so it just looks more, and yeah, it's just people be yeah. I'm sorry. I wrote it off the rails here at the end. I shouldn't have done back-to-back body shaming things, but I was like, look, there's a thing. We have the flash shaming. I love that title, and it's the guy and the girl and the fat and the skinny, and this is too good, but it gets all depressing. Man, this is depressing. I better find myself some good news going on. Let's see. What do you think's trending on Twitter right now? Maybe there's something sciencey trending on Twitter. Oh, yes. Everyone's busting out that producers are leaning towards breaking news. Oh, I wish I had some kind of breaking news hooked up to this one, because I don't have it on this one. But producers are leaning towards Idris Elba as the next James Bond. I am all for that. Let me tell you, Idris Elba, yeah, he's a cool dude, actor wise. I don't know about him personally, but he's a good actor and he looks incredible. If I was forced to give up my privilege of being a white male, I would want to be him. Because woo, yes, Baloney Wubby, I understand. You like that good Cosmic Encounter? I have Cosmic Encounter behind me because that's a board game. Anyway, yeah, I got to find out what Paimoni is talking about in Twitch. Yeah, so I had to end this on some kind of good note. James Bond, Idris Elba, I vote for it. There shouldn't be anyone else as an option there. There just shouldn't. All right, everyone. I'm gonna call it here because I've babbled for way too long. I'm sorry, everyone. Anywho, I will see you all on Monday, or maybe tonight on Friday Night Tech Talk with George and Will and my brother on Simply Your Devices channel. Bye.